Game for map number 2. Belgrade, are you ready for map number 2? That's what I like to hear. If the bananas are ripe, so's the hype.
There we go. It's going to be Canada starting off on the T side. Dap's going to be bringing a bit of utility into this one with a smoke and a double flash. Meanwhile, France not possessing a kit at the moment, but instead a whole bunch of Kevlar. Mistu already getting aggressive inside of A main, and he's going to be combining forces with Fuchs to find the first. Now Canada looking to capitalize on their rotation out. Do have presence here towards Squeaky, but XMS finding another, and it is just France now in the 5v3.
Look at how fast this flank play has come around as well. That was XMS that came all the way around from middle and pinched on him in A main to find that second frag on the A main stairs. You can see the dead body right there. And now that's going to put a big hurt on Canada because now they know that there was no presence over towards B, there was no presence over towards mid. Now they're going to have to rethink everything, and they're going to barrel in towards mid right now and try to take corridor control and make their way over towards Catbox to try to present themselves. But they've already spotted the bomb from the CT side, and they can fan out now. They've got all 5 players alive, barely any damage taken, and they can just go back into a default hold at 2-1-2. And long spam duel there, but Fuchs finds a second into the round, taking Symphysis off the board. Now if you're Canada, what do you do?
I mean, it looks as though they're going to be trying to take the checker straight to the B site. Keo finding another headshot, and Mistu with the second.
I thought that was Keo that got that one first.
Yeah, the reaction from the crowd goes accordingly, but it is France, of course, to find the opening round. That's going to be 1-0 straight out the gates.
And that's France picking up another pistol round.
Exactly.
So they're 2-1 as far as the pistols are concerned, because remember the second half pistol went the way of Canada on Dust 2 after the first half went the way of France. So France has won. We haven't seen a T-side pistol round win yet.
Nope.
It's been all CT pistol rounds, I think.
So
unless I'm losing my mind. I might be crazy.
Maybe.
I'm sure somebody will tweet at me and be like, you're an idiot.
Canada buying up into this one. They've got Kevlar across the board. Of course, some Deagles, Tech 9s making an appearance. They have those double flashbangs, so if they're able to utilize the utility perfectly, then they very well could maybe find themselves with a frag here now. France, of course, possessing currently 2 of those SMGs, some utility of their own, but again, only 1 kit on the man himself. Fuchs finding the opening, a headshot off the MP9 as Symphysis drops, and now all 4 players left for Canada, still over here towards the B halls.
Yeah, they're just going to try to play contact play, and there's a nice shot. Twist is able to find one. Keo actually gets dinked through the rail, so he's down to 47, now 7, now 0. Twist with the double frag into that B bomb site. Fuchs, though, going to be able to find a second one. That's $1,200 on the round with that SMG, but look at the positioning from Android. If they push on through, he might be in a prime position. Dodges the flash. They're going to barrel on in. He can't adjust his aim in time, and Fuchs finds a third, $1,800. See if he can go for that big money play. He's already put a lot of money into the bank for himself this time around, but it's going to be an M4 on the site. Daps has that. Davey from CT. He actually gets smoked out, but it's Daps to clean up Fuchs. Daps to look for a second one. Does decent damage, and there it is. Davey with the Deagle does manage to find one more before No Nick can finally trade him out. And unfortunately for Canada, it comes down to that 1v1.
Is there time?
France goes on top. Yes, there is. Not a lot, but there is.
Barely. I mean, that's an incredibly scary situation, regardless of how much time's left over with the defuse. Losing, of course, 4 players, all those weapons. Luckily, the MP9 did have impact and a presence in the round. This is the first headshot from Twist. That's just sick. And then Keo, of course, he tries to refrag it, but then Twist is able to follow up with the second. So he single-handedly pops that B site wide open. France going to be able to facilitate the rebuy. Of course, this time it's rifles only. A stark limitation in utility, however, as 2 of their players either have 0 or 1 grenade. Mistu with an early smoke, but Canada, again, with an aggressive buy.
Yeah, we saw this on Dust 2. Yeah, we saw this on Dust 2, and it did not work out for him, and that put them in a pretty big hole opening up that map. And that time they actually had more. I believe they had 3 Tech 9s, a AK, and a Galil. This time it's 2 Galils, 2 Tech 9s, and a Deagle. See what they can do. I mean, you want to have your AWPer on board. You want to have Symphysis with that AWP, and as of right now, I mean, he's not going to have the economy for it. If they lose this round, it's going to be another save, so you can see France up to 4 rounds, potentially Canada falling behind by 5 again. And this is a map, when you talk about mixed teams, you talk about pug teams and stuff like that, it's going to favor the terrorist side a little bit more because communication needs to be on point in order to defend these bomb sites. And I like this XMS up in a spot that I like to call the Shroost, the Shroud Boost, if you will. I'm still the only caster that says that. I'm going to keep saying it until somebody else does.
Won't be me.
Won't be you.
XMS to the top of the boost, however, he's going to be finding Android. That's damage dealt and an opening frag. Still now, it is Canada on the back foot, but Symphysis with the Deagle able to bring it back by at least 1 frag. They were trying to get themselves on towards the site. Nonit cleared out, and Mistu now looking to capitalize on the flank. He's not spotted by the player from Cork, and he comes out wide to deny them both. The bomb plant still going in, but now Symphysis having to reveal his hand, and that play by Mistu wins the round.
Yeah, and that's something that we're actually starting to see more common. When that smoke goes out in front of Forklift, players are playing inside of it. We saw I believe it was Relics a while back that had an ace in ESL Pro League from that position with like a USP ace. It was ridiculous. But a lot of players are playing that where they skitter around the backside of that red box, and the player is watching because there's a slight gap in that smoke. As we look at it again, there's a slight gap, so Simpus was actually watching for the CT push from back forklift, and he's caught out of position, not looking at that angle, and he can just sneak right on by through that smoke and punish, and that's exactly what he did. Now, because Canada gets the plant, they're going to be able to invest into this one, but look at the limitations on their utility. They've got 2 smokes left. They have 4 flashes on the board. But that is going against a pretty armed-to-the-teeth Frenchman. So.
Yeah. But, I mean, Fuchs denies Semphis with the cheeky boost. I was about to say it's not only a limitation here in utility, but also their weaponry. That was one of the Galils already taken down. Only 2 AKs to the side of Canada as of now. Now, still those 2 smoke grenades. They can go for their executes, but being man down at this point, they're looking for a frag to equalize before they try to execute in. France now, they've got the momentum. They've got themselves a formidable purchase. Still no AWP in play, but Daps looking to take a frag back. Fuchs again denying here as he holds mid hard.
Yeah, and they've got a presence over there in the vents, and with that distraction, Fuchs is going to be able to pounce and trades out Twist. Davey does finally get the reciprocation onto that one, and it's going to be down to Android and Davey. They're going to try to make their way in towards the B-bomb site, but Android spotting out Mistu in the backside of that site. It's going to be very difficult for them to take this. They're going to go for the 2-pronged attack, trying to clear it out. And with the slow rotation from the French side, that puts Mistu in a very compromising position, finally going down. The rotation is here, but XMS caught out a little overzealous there, and now pushing through the smoke is Nonik. Is Android going to read this correctly? Oh, he gives up his position.
Reload gives away it. The audio cue, perfect. And then, of course, with the nade in hand, Nonik, exactly. Well played, Nonik. He clutches things out, but look at this kill from Fuchs. Barely able to see the player's head.
That's ridiculous.
That is an act of marksmanship.
It was a beautiful shot. I mean, he was looking for a boost up closer than that, but he, spots just that pin-sized, needle-sized head pixel in the back lines on top of that double boost on top of the van outside of the boost spot. And what a shot from him. I mean, precision. It pays off. Pays off big. He ends up getting 3 kills out of that round too. And it comes down to the 1v1, so if he's not able to get those 3 kills, that could have been Canada's round for sure.
And Canada's spending a lot of money again here. Android is going to be holding the only AK-47. Now, France has taken an initiative. This is a bit of a change. 2 players in towards the back of Squeaky and already looking to get round the side of Canada as they do spot Twist. So he at least knows, of course, that there is a presence in that direction. In Canada, you can see them now shifting towards that B site. This could actually pan out as Keo's on the site. Mistu up towards heaven, and he's not currently on watching the cross. The utility raining down upon them. Keo able to find one. Twist again with frags here to open the site. Mistu on the cross, however, does drop Semphis, and that's the bomb carrier. So now the rotation from France will arrive in time.
Just barely missing that spam, but that actually forces Davey out from that position at back checker box, and Fuchs capitalizes from the vent position. So it's going to be a 2-man advantage, and still no bomb plant from Canada. They've been on the site for a little while now, and now they're finally going to be able to put that down. There we go. Okay, what was the holdup? But they finally do. Tech9 Twist able to find another frag. He's been on point with the pistols so far into this one, but is he going to expect the flank from Nonik? He's looking for it. Daps, in the meantime, finds another one on the site. They could do this. The dink goes out, and can Daps hold the line? No. Mistu is going to be able to take him down. He was very, very low on health. That is going to be a 5-0 scoreline for France. That bomb plant and the money bonus is going to afford Canada another bye into this next round.
I mean, here's the scary situation, right? It's 5-0 for France, but the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect what exactly we have been seeing, as these rounds have just been neck and neck. And this is why, of course, Canada just keeps forcing the issue in rebuying, because despite being at a stark disadvantage as far as their arsenal, they're still managing to be competitive every single round. And eventually, when they finally do win a single round, France has yet to have a victory that would leave them with a strong economy. But Canada looking to go for an early boost. Daps coming on over, as it is 5 AKs once more here for the offense.
They actually missed that Z connector smoke, so Fuchs trying to play around the outside of it. Simphis sniffs him out, takes him down, snuffs him. That is going to be a man advantage finally for Canada. This is the first time in, I think, the entire matchup that we've actually seen them hold a man advantage at the beginning of a round. And it was this point in Dust 2 that we saw them find their first round, and they actually ended up getting, 6 or 7 rounds in a row, maybe even 8 rounds in a row before France had a reply. Flashbang's going in towards A main. 2 players pushing up behind this, but Twist is going to be able to find it. Switches over. I mean, they have a Simphis that switches out and maybe pulls out a knife or a nade, but Mistu in the back line is going to be able to catch out one. Davey caught quick switching. And this spot is going to be very difficult for them to get by, but he finally does fall. But look at the HP on the terrorist side, and Keo already forward in these smokes and Molotovs. He's going to be in on the site. Gets 1, gets 2. Can he clutch it? Yes, he can! Keo goes massive and shuts down Canada. 6-0 for France. What a hero play.
Again, another round that can, I mean, that one, obviously, that was just a huge advantage for Canada, and they slip up, unfortunately. Keo jumping daps, and then the repeat on towards Android. Just incredible game sense, and this is why Kiyoshima is a world-class player.
Yes, indeed. It's big plays like that. That's what's going to fire up the French side. They're up to a 6-0 scoreline. Another buy round from Canada because they're on that big money bonus, but it's going to be Keo trying to defend B. This time he's not going to have the same luck that he did the last time. Neither is Mistu. The entry frags coming in with a vengeance this time around. Already down into checkers, though. It's going to be Fuchs trying to stop it, trying to quick push. He is going to get traded out. XMS coming around from the vent side as well is going to be able to pinch onto Android, and he might be sad that if Davies coming from here. And now we're going to be down into a 2 versus 2, and with Twist, very limited HP. He's gotten dinked at some point down to 10 health, and this is going to be a interesting retake situation. But again, like you said, look at how close these rounds have been. 3v1 the last round, so many 1v1s, 2v2s. And again, we're back into that 2v2 situation.
Now, Nonix uses utility. He's already got himself up towards headshot. Dap's going to be finding the refrag as it was Twist to drop, but Nonic does the same. And again, 7 consecutive rounds. Close every time. You can see, of course, the Frenchmen pleased with this victory as they have now gotten themselves through the first quarter of the map without leaving up a single round.
Here's one of the things, too, though, is if you think about how much economic damage has been done to the French side throughout all of these rounds, with it coming down to as close as it is, look at their money. 7 rounds in a row. They have no money.
No. But
so 1 round victory for Canada is going to reset the French side, and that's going to allow them to maybe string a couple of rounds together, start building back up that confidence. But, I mean, they're on a nice edge right now, the French side, but as long as they keep winning the rounds,
exactly,
they're happy.
They're close, but they're still victories. And at the end of the day, those are the points. And if they can keep continuing this so successfully, then eventually it's just going to be kind of getting to this point where Canada get desperate. I mean, they have just been buying up every single time, but when they do find themselves without a bomb plant, or of course no money, we'll see what happens. Keo finding the first. He's still inside the vent. Semphis gets aggressive and finds himself the refrag. It's a 4 versus 4 as XMS is still by the white box, but again, it is Mistu to go on wide, and now France across the feed as they drop one after another, and this time it's not close, Mega Man. This time it's convincing.
This was the most decisive round that France has had since the pistol. I mean, think about it. Even that anti-eco round that came out afterwards, the force buy from the Canadian side, they went big onto that round, and it came down to the 1v1. The round after that was the force buy with the Tech 9s and Galils. It came down to a 1v1 or a 1v2. So, again, I mean, that's going to benefit France wholeheartedly, and now they know that the money is bad, but Canada continues to force buy. The money bonus is just enough to scrape around a buy. And Keo, maybe not necessarily reading the situation properly here, goes onto the MP9. But again, the mobility of that weapon and the rate of fire can be detrimental to the incurring Canadians. But Keo, let's stay on him real quick because he's coming from the back lines. If he continues to push in, he could be just a thorn in their side. And there it is. He's going to come around from the back lines. Only gets 1, but that's enough to distract, and it's all down to Twist. 1 versus 3.
Mistu's already surrounded, and this is the situation. Of course, France just surrounding not only the last man standing, but the entire team in that round. Again, we see this very fast flank from the back. We saw it in the pistol round, of course, when they lost the 1-man. Luckily, in that situation, Canada hadn't committed themselves out from Squeaky. This time they had. They tried to bet themselves out before, of course, the flank comes through, and it just doesn't work. It's just France again with another convincing one, and Canada going to be back into the buy, but no AWP for Semphis. Mistu does have that scoped weapon, and it's getting incredibly scary as it is round number 10 and Canada still without an answer. The round's not only even close anymore, it's just so much more convincing.
Well, I mean, that last one did come down to only 2 players alive on the CT side, so still, I mean, close, but it didn't seem all that close. And this time around, I mean, they're just getting punished. Nicely done from Mistu. Comes around the side. Semphis, no head armor. He gets taken down with the 1-tap dirt nap from that USP. And now Mistu, he's just trying to throw a little spam through the wall, distracting, letting his teammates come around, and look at how they just swarm. It's a mob mentality at the end of the round. 10-0 for France, and they keep 5 alive that round. Much more decisive into that one, and a beautiful job from the Frenchmen. It's not looking good for Canada right now. They need to win all 5 of these last rounds.
I mean, I can say with absolute honesty, I never saw this coming.
Not after their previous performances
exactly.
on this map, not at all. This is a hungry French team. I mean, they're looking to go into the semifinals, and they're looking to do it in 2-0 fashion with a decisive win on their opponent's map.
Exactly, and I mean, this time it's not even Canada with rifles, but instead just some pistols and not even anybody on Kevlar. They do still have a bit of utility, but definitely not a lot. Still 4-man up here from the side of Canada, but make it 3. Fuchs, the top fragger at the moment, adds another one to his collection with an excellent one-tap here from mid. He takes a bit of damage in return, but still it will be XMS the first to fall. Sampus with a frag and 2 players trying to get up from Squeaky, but no Nick from the fence. He's not able to capitalize. Fuchs tapping away here, but it's another kill. Semphis on the pistols. It's a 2 versus 1 as only Twists is left standing, and he is over here towards A. Gets the opportunity to take a shot at Fuchs. Keo looking to refrag back, but this aggression keeps him distracted, and Mistu capitalizes on the opportunity. It's another one for France.
Yeah, and the big thing about that, too, is the fact that we were highlighting No Nick. He's actually bottom fragging this time around, but when he's not having a good match, somebody else has stepped up, and you actually have that right now with Fuchs. He's up there with having a tremendous performance right now. And the thing is with these rotations from France, they actually look a little overzealous. They're rotating very heavily when these pushes come in from Canada. And it's like when one player falls in a position, there's another one right behind him for the trades. You saw it with Fuchs on Highway, and Keo was right behind him to get 2 kills back-to-back after it looked like Canada was going to be able to maintain control of that A bomb site and get in and maybe get a plant, get a little information. Now, they might have heard this boost. I love the door open with Semphis right on the other side. He's able to capitalize. Look at this positioning from XMS. He hasn't given up his position. Spamming the quick switch key. Just going to let him run on by. Ooh, he pops some shots, but Davey doesn't realize that a team flash comes in, but they still haven't cleared this. It's going to be XMS to rain death down from above, finds one and done. Daps is going to make him swan dive onto the toxic barrels, but Keo is there. He's come to play this map. He's going to find the trade. It's a 3 versus 2.
And Seth is still within the squeaky door, but the CT's already so close to the site. Now Daps takes one more, and he still has the smoke to play with, so his positioning unknown at the moment. Semphis double checking the site. You can see Keo spamming away, so they're unsure of positioning other than Semphis, who misses a key moment to take the frag. Keo to capitalize with both. It is again France with another round, and Canada still with the goose egg.
And that was a big 3K from Keo as well, because that was all on the retake as they come back in. I mean, taking a look at the crowd there in Belgrade, things looking great. We've got a pretty packed house now. I mean, people still starting to trickle on in. It's a beautiful thing to see everybody there. Why don't we make a little bit of noise, guys? It's a little quiet in the arena. Come on, let me hear you. That's what I like to hear. Get rowdy. All right, I love it. Keo taking a replay there for the 3K, but one thing that I'm kind of curious about is, where's the pause from Canada?
I don't know. It's too late at this point. The best they can hope for is a 12-3 half. On the T side of Cash, you'd expect much more as far as numbers are concerned. But at least for Canada, it's another AK round with nades. No ops still for Semphis. It's only Mistu with a scoped weapon once more, and a lot of presence here from France inside of mid. Not only do they have 2 players on the back line, but they also have that very quick vent support. And Semphis, he is in the boost here, so he's looking to kind of crack open this portion of the map. But unfortunately for him, there's so many players about to trade this.
Fun fact for you as well, last round was the first time that we've seen Semphis with an AWP in this map.
That's true.
Because they've gone for these force buys, and again, I mean, they're just completely shut down. Fuchs is having one hell of a match, a double kill for him again. He's also going to have the support from XMS, and now they're trying to take the fight once more, and XMS is going to double up. No Nick over at A, takes down Daps. Could we see, I'm not going to say it.
That's it.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. 13-0 now for France.
Exactly.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
I mean, at least they're shooting for that flawless half. 2 more rounds. And I mean, at this point, it's not only, you know, of course, with a certain amount of rounds, you can always still say there is a chance. But at this point, it's a cliche to say, of course, the pistol round means so much. At this rate, if France close this out, the pistol round could only be the last round of the game. But it's Fuchs with the first inside of mid. Mistu with the wide peak, and there's just no reaction. Twist walking forward goes down. Davey finds one, but it's just France across the board. These rounds are not close anymore. Mega Man, this is so convincing.
Yeah, I mean, Fuchs had 22 kills, but Keo, and if you think back to the last like 5 rounds, Keo's gotten like 9 kills in the last like 5 rounds. He's been having a ridiculous performance from him. And again, I mean, we see Fuchs open up with that mid pick, but it's Keo up here on high, up here on heaven, and he just locks down these last couple of players with a long spray transfer. I mean, nicely done from him, and he gets the job done. And Keo, I love it.
I love it too.
Gratata.
Oh lord, Keo in position. Of course, Canada, they do only have a stark limitation on their grenades, and they never even used the ones in the previous round. But Mistu as well, he's got an auto sniper, and he deals some damage, tries to clean it up with a frag grenade, but to no avail. It is a health equalizer as both players are tagged out. So everybody's still standing with a minute 20 on the clock left to play with, but now the first frag goes to the favor of Canada, and they find themselves in an advantage. Do they know where to go from here? Because honestly, these are uncharted waters.
Well, it doesn't look like mid's going to be the order of the day right now as XMS is able to get the refrag. No Nick on A is able to take down Android. The jump peak as well spots him out. And Keo cleaning one up. The Negev coming in big. Going to be able to find that frag, and it's still a man advantage here for the CT side. Great pop flash out, but Twist holding down Mouse 1. Going to be able to find that connection. And it's going to be down to this 2 versus 2. A Negev and an auto sniper versus a double AK setup. I'm favoring the, I mean, this is like, what is that, like $15,000 worth of investment? Yeah. Well, you can see it at the top. 2 players alive, $17,300 on the board.
Bomb goes down. That's the tap. So now Daps incredibly tagged. The frag comes through and clears the first. It's just going to be Keo now. 1 versus 1 as Twist starts to reposition back behind the quad box. He comes out wide, catches Keo, but he's
it's there!
Keo makes it happen. It's a 15-0 as France don't give up a single round. Look at the happiness on their faces.
Oh, man.
Frenchmen with emotion.
Who'd have thought? I actually saw a rare video of Happy actually smiling.
Yeah, crazy. But now the 16-0. Let's talk about it because it's actually on the table. Pistol round's always an anomaly, and you have to say it. This is it. It's Canada with either a 15 consecutive round comeback, or they will be the second victim of our quarterfinals, heading home early here versus France. In France, they were quiet in the first 2 days, but today they are loud.
They're
looking to make it rambunctious.
Yeah, I mean, they're hitting shots, as you can tell. Oh! As you can tell, No Nick with the back-to-back Wandigs right down onto Sympus and Daps. Looking for a little bit more, spamming away the Deagle. Finally traded out by a Twist, but it's still a man advantage maintained by France. And Davey getting aggressive here in middle could put a little bit of a kink in the think for the French side if he gets this flank out, but they've already got the 8 bomb site control. And the Goosh goes out. Not looking good for Canada, and they actually spot out Davey on the flank. He's going to have to go big, but it's Kiyoshima finding another one. Long-range battle with Android. He's going to lose it, and it's down to a man advantage once again for France. Bomb plant on the board. Kiyoshima trying to make this happen. Pardon me, he's actually dead. It was Fuchs. There's another 3-letter name that was on the board, 4-letter name, but it's an these two, and it's all down to Twist. The 16-0 comes out, and it starts off with the fire from No Nick. That is just absolutely filthy, filthy play. And we are going to bid adieu to Canada. Your countrymen, I am so sorry.
Luckily, I'm from Montreal, so now I'm on the France train.
Well, that's one way to look at it, I suppose.
Yep.
I know that we've got some disappointed Canadian fans up there in the audience, but a look at the Frenchmen right here. They were the winners of the last TWC 2015. They're able to pull it together when it matters and get through the quarterfinals and push on forward to the semis. And I sent a tweet out the other day. There was a picture in the hallway at the studio with the winners from last year. It was MBK, Smiths, Shocks, Happy, and Apex that were on that roster. And I took a picture and tweeted it out at them and said that we missed them because France was struggling so much. They don't look like they're struggling at all this time around.
It was all a show.
Yeah, they were just trying to build everybody's confidence by being, okay, maybe we're a little weak this time, but they came out guns blazing on Cash. And that's our first 16-0 that we've seen.
Yep. Absolutely right. So
in the tournament so far.
And a very convincing one, obviously. So France doing exactly what nobody expected, not myself, not you, or anyone on the analytics desk, who, of course, we're going to send it back to, so they can unpack what exactly we just saw, because I am still flabbergasted.
That Canadian meltdown. Tom, if you're there, take it away, my man. Oh.
That's a tough one.